Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu-Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docu-series.
Yes, but through our own lens, which is, salty, it's bitter, it's spicy, it's very, very hot, but at the end of the day, hopefully mildly sweet as well. Hi. Uh,
Hello.
Farewell. We are talking 90 Day. This is Love in Paradise, Season 4, Episode 7. And go ahead.
Oh
Are you
my
astonished?
gosh.
Mm-hmm.
And this was good and short and sweet. Let's start with Annie and Luke. No, Kyle.
Who's Annie and Luke? Yeah, Annie and Kyle. I mean, at this point, it just feels like so unserious. As the kids have said, this is like he's unserious, she's unserious. They cannot be real with this. Like, this isn't a real go at it. It can't be. Like, how are we supposed to swallow it? Like I can't.
Yeah.
It's. But I finally guess it got the scene I wanted, which was her to have a friend that is seemingly normal and whatever that means, and get to experience him in front of said friend, and then the friend look at both of them and be like, and it's like what Annie is so upset about, which is like one small, I guess, part of the pie, and the other part of the pie is like the way that he acts, is how he won't let go of the real life insemination that he does. Like the actual fucking, like he's just like, no, I want to bone as many women as possible because it's less sterile that way. Like you're like, who can sterileness is fine sometimes in medical environments. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just wants to have sex with other women and truly feels like he found the in and because it's his livelihood, but not really. But and he doesn't understand, because he, I guess, hasn't been in a relationship, why that would be upsetting. But at the same time, how is she seems so unserious. I mean, how could she be doing this to us? Like, what is happening here? Like, in Steph, get your friend. You know what I'm saying? Come get your friend.
I was looking at her today and I said to myself, she looks like a full white Maya Rudolph a little bit.
Yes, she does. Yes,
That's
she
how
does.
unserious
Yes.
she is. That is,
Yes, she does.
she actually looks like a comedian.
Yes.
So they
That's
meet up with
perfect.
Steph and they go to eat dinner. And I'm gonna say right now, I don't remember what they said during dinner. I just remember him being awkward and like, yeah, go ahead, because I don't remember.
Well, the minute he sits down, he's like, hi. Oh, German, you're German. I have a German kid. Well, I told you. They should know. You know that already. I'm sure you know. I'm sure the thing that you know about me is that I fuck women and I have many kids anyway. And so they're just like, hi, I'm Steph.
Yeah.
And nice to meet you. Do you want to sit
No.
down? I mean,
no, he doesn't.
Yes, I do know. Yes, I do know. Yes, you're right. I do know. Also, B, like, coming in hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just because he doesn't know what else to talk about. That is his glory. That's his claim to fame. And then Annie at the end is like, I understand why he does it. It's because he's wanted to be in relationships and nobody has wanted to be in a relationship with him. And so this is the only way that he knows to be able to have that connection with a woman and bring happiness to a woman, because in no other way has he been able to regularly. And I'm like, okay, that might be the case, but you don't need to be the one to help him through this because you have a child, because you have responsibilities in your life. And then maybe if you did want to help him through this, then you shouldn't be on TV. I don't know. It's a sad story, really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what she gets from this other than sperm, but I mean, like, boo, like, it may be a relationship, but there's no way that this is better than being single. And it's really, really hard. And again, like, Annie, are you okay? You
Are
know,
you okay?
what are
Yeah.
you what's happening there? Like, I'll never get it. Like, I'll never understand it. Like, I just feel like it must be fake. Like, when he sits down, it's in front of her friend. Like, Stephanie looks horrified, you know, and Annie like has to soak that in. But later on, she comes to his place and is like sitting on that couch with that. It's all, you know, like so weird looking. It looks like grandma's like death apartment or whatever. She's drinking that wine or whatever. I mean,
There's
he
something just, like, really fun about drinking wine out of plastic, you know?
no,
Makes me feel like I'm camping.
I can't do that. No.
So they get back and, they start talking and it's cold in the apartment. He doesn't have a throw for her, so he goes and gets
You
a
must always
jacket.
know that I am cold. You always have to ask me, are you cold, Annie? And if you are, I will get you something. Like, what?
And
What
he's
is
like,
that? What?
sexy German wifey. Sexy German wifey.
Oh, that's cute. I
No.
like that.
I don't know. It's just it's really hard to watch them because it doesn't make me laugh, you know? It's only because I don't want to laugh at them and I can't laugh at them. I could. I need to figure out the way to laugh at them. That's the best thing to do.
She's she's must be ridiculous. So if she's ridiculous, then he's almost a straight character. It almost makes a little more sense because this one is beyond beyond real. Like Steph approving of Kyle and pre-approving of him. Like she was already into him before she met him. You know, she was like, "Oh, it's you. You have to change, Annie, with your ways and blah blah blue." Like, and Annie, we're all like,
Mm-mm. This is not your friend.
now I'm like, are we going to now see, because this is what would have to happen in the journey of their relationship, the scene where he meets her son?
I don't want it.
But
Maybe
that's
not
the
on this one.
natural
Maybe
end.
part two. Maybe part two. Maybe part two. I feel like they gotta have sex first. They gotta have sex first. And we
I thought they
haven't
already
gotten
did have sex.
no, we haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, Jesus.
She says she doesn't know what she's gonna do. She just wants to stay. Her it tells her to stay. Her whatever that intuition tells her to stay. And so they get underneath the covers together in their street clothes. Blah. Oh no, we gotta move on. I can't talk about street clothes in the bed. Oh, I mean, I don't even let me tell you how much I'm so anti-street clothes on the bed.
Mm.
When I go into my car, if I have any article of clothing that has set in my car,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't sit on my couch. Like my car is not even a safe space because in my car is all the germs from every place I've been.
Mm-hmm.
No, I take it all off. I take it off. Take it all off. I can't do it. Mm-mm. So this, I'm just like I'm a crazy person. Anyways, let's go and talk about Aaliyah and Sean.
In your dream house, like whatever you can like make your dream house, like someday like you just like construct it from like the bottom up. Would there just be like the front door would just be like a foyer right into a shower, and you would just like it'd have a fresh pair of clothes, and you would just make everyone come and visit you, and then you just like to go through this situation. It's like a little like personal. I
No,
would.
I don't want it to be a shower in the front. I just want there to be a space where I can take off the clothes and lay them out someplace super. I mean, I don't want to have to hang them up because hanging anything up is just too much, but I want to be able to like lay the pants and lay the shirt out on something and then put on the flowy dress and the house slippers and then go from there into the house. And then if I'm leaving again, I go back into that same space, take off the flowy dress, put on those same pants and that same shirt and those shoes and go out.
I love the fact that you were like, I don't want to hang it up. I want it to just be laid out, like on a bed
or something, because or on a bench, because the truth is I don't want to have to like fold like I don't want to have to that's too much. It's like I might as well just wash clothes at that point. But if I could just take it off and just like lay it out so it doesn't get wrinkled. You know what I mean? And then just put it back on again. That is what the ideal situation is. And there's also a space to wash my hands, because that's the thing is I come in and wash my hands immediately too. Like I wash my hands immediately and I take off my shoes, immediately take my shoes off, go into the bathroom, wash my hands, go to the bathroom, stand up, wash my hands again, and then take off my shirt, mostly take off my pants. Take off my pants and put on a pair of house pants. Now, if I've been outside for like longer, like an hour, I'll take off everything and put on a full dress. So I wear any, if I don't leave the house, one outfit. If I leave the house at any point, two, three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Aaliyah and Sean. So it's the morning after. Aaliyah comes out. She needs concealer. She needs coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And he helps her put a high pony.
Mm-hmm.
And the friend Jackie comes and they go out with Jackie. And I mean, Jackie has all very pertinent questions, but these are questions that she should talk to Aaliyah alone about, because
Mm-hmm.
Sean is just like any other person with money and got immediately weird when they started talking about it. It's
Yeah.
just so interesting to me. It's just like it's like people with money talk about money because they have to, because they have money and something to lose. But then when it comes to talking about money, they don't want to talk about money. So it's just such a weird, like, him not wanting to talk about money and feeling immediately uncomfortable about it, when all he had to say as a grown-ass man in his 70s, all he had to say was, oh, Aaliyah and I will have this conversation later, or you can have this conversation with Aaliyah later on. I don't want to have this conversation right now.
Yeah, I agree. Like, yeah. I mean, did you know that he had 3 kids?
No, we didn't talk about that at all. We just talked about his wife who he hates.
Yes. She always shopped,
Yeah.
he had to like just sit around and whatever, but he had 3
Pretend
kids.
to be straight to be with this woman, and then as soon
3
as
kids
he,
though?
yeah,
He. God bless.
yeah, he must, and he has 2 places, East and West Coast, so
Bi-coastal. He's
yeah,
bi-coastal.
no,
Yeah, so they do have to have this conversation, and it's because mostly also Aaliyah doesn't want to be controlled, because Aaliyah like lived with her grandparents and obviously knew what it was like to be under someone's thumb and couldn't express herself, and now she wants to like express herself and doesn't want to like have to deal with anyone else like telling her what to do. But here we are, knowing how money is like the person that has the money makes the rules.
true.
That's like that's unfortunately how it goes. And so I think that there has to be boundaries and ideas, and and you have to talk about what life looks like for both of you and like have solid plans. Like, obviously it always sucks when you can't work right away, but like I'm always like, well, what can you do though? Like,
That is one of my biggest fears. Like I just cannot be dependent on a man. Like I just I cannot be dependent on a man. And so when these women end up in these situations where they're like, yeah, I'm like, no, 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 no. Like, even I'm watching Gilded Age, which I'm done with season 2 now, but I'm even watching that. Like, I think of these women who are just in positions where they have to, because of society, be underneath a man's control because he owns the money. Even if it's your money that you brought into the relationship, he's the one who then has the reins to the money, unless your father put it in some kind of stipulation that he honestly can't touch your money. Like, it's his to use, but like, my daughter will always have X amount. You cannot ruin. And you just, like, so many people just get ruined because some man makes some stupid decision. Just because he's a man, he gets to like, I just can't do it. Anyway, so she's very right to feel worried that that's going to happen, because I mean, it's the nature of it, right? It's the
yes,
nature
of
of it.
course.
Unless Sean gives her a lump sum and is like, here's your lump sum for the year. Here's $50K for the year. That's the only way I would like, and it's in my account. He can't touch it. I have $50K. Okay. Okay. I'll do that. But otherwise, if I'm just depending on him to like peel me off $1 at a time,
Yeah.
here's 20, have fun. Like, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
Cool,
I
buddy. That's like,
can't do
yeah,
that.
that's what my dad used to do to me when I was young.
Yeah, that's like, when they're like, okay, here's the money, and you see them like counting it out, and you're just like,
hungry hippo. You're just like, literally.
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because first of all, yeah, like, we don't know a lot, like, what Aaliyah wants to do with her life, even though we now, I guess, maybe it's modeling, like, we have a
Yeah.
beautiful photo shoot, like, in the water, I love a waterfall, and Jackie's there, like, coaching that, obviously coaching her there and financially, and then, um, basically after that, um, we just get lots of, like, worried situations about her worrying about going to America and what that will be like, and Sean being like pissed that Jackie brought it up.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I want them I don't want them to live in LA. Like I want them I don't know. I don't know. I just want the best for her. That's it.
He could live in LA. I think LA would be fun. You don't think that? I think Aaliyah could live in LA. Okay. Do you want to move on to our last Kupal with all the
Yes.
money? Talking about prenup, let's go from one prenup convo to another. The post prenup convo from Luca and Madeline. So they are going to go salsa dancing, and she is like getting ready. And one thing we know about Madeline is she can really roll those eyes, honey. She is just like, she is just like, I mean, those eyes are dancing in those skull, honey. Nothing makes her eyes roll like Luke. I guess at night, in the day, I don't know. But anyway, basically, he is putting on shirts and coming out. At first, he comes out with like a black and gold shirt. It's too much, and it's like Vegas. It's gross. And she's like, absolutely not. Then he comes out with like just a regular, degular like shirt, like a guy, at a zoo. And she's like, absolutely fucking not. And then he comes out in a tight shirt. She's like, oh, ooh. And so we find out another thing about her is that she used to be a competitive salsa dancer, was like
Mhm.
big time salsa little dancer when she's young, like very young, just like, kicking them legs. And when she teaches him the, little 3-step or whatever, she's remarkably good. And it's just like, you can see how close your legs have to be and how like kind of effortless, kind of like like easy it is. It's not like an
Mhm.
intense movement, but it's a very small movement,
Mhm.
like
Mhm. So he puts on this tight black shirt and these light pants, and they go out,
mhm,
and she's
mhm,
wearing a
mhm.
full pink metallic
Yes, she
two
is.
piece with platforms that make her taller than him.
Yes.
And they get to this like around the waist spot, and then there's this hombre in the corner with sunglasses on and a jerry curl and a tight ass shirt too. And
Yes.
he's just watching it in the corner. And finally, he can't take Luke and
No.
his terrible dancing anymore. So he
Nope.
gets up and he's like, no, no, no. And then he starts to speak in Spanish, and Luke like entiendes un poquito. And so then they start like doing, whatever, moving, and he's still really bad at it. And
Mhm.
so it is just
Mhm.
it's so amazing how bad. So finally, dude is like, move, move, move. Let me dance with her. And then Luke does not even ask her if she wants to dance with this man. You could
Mhm.
tell her face is like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Yes, he can
Yeah.
dance with me. And
Yes.
then so finally, when they start to dance and actually he's good at it, she's like okay with it. But in that moment, I was like, I'm sorry, you don't get to just don't ask him,
Yeah.
ask me.
Or yeah, like if he asks him, then you ask me, and that's the chain
Yes.
of fucking command. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like yeah, that was weird. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. And she didn't like it either. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, she should have just like
The fuck?
pounced out on that. But then also, did you see that guy who looked American behind them, who after he teaches him how to dance or whatever, he like super cheers Luke?
No,
There
I
was
didn't
like
see
some
that at
guy with
all.
like white hair in the back, and like Luke barely dances, and like at the very end, the guy's like, "Yeah, yeah, man," and we're just like, absolutely not. Just go back, to what like face in tequila. Nope,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
Nope,
yeah.
you're
We
not
need your
necessary.
is your face blurry? Go back to the blurry face, sir. We don't need you to
Yeah,
like join this.
he absolutely signed the release though, because the
I
face was
know.
not blurry. I love the other
Okay.
man. The dancer man never took off his sunglasses. Also,
Not at all. Just
great.
in the corner, just looking over this, peering over his sunglasses. Okay, wait. And then the next day they decide to go on a mini vacation. Another one, or not a mini vacation, but doing something in which he again tells us how poor he is and how if this were a year ago, he would have been able to do much more. And they go to a place called Guapate or something, Guapte. And that's where he proposed to her. And they're having like an amazing time glamping in this like igloo thing. Now, here's the truth. I
Hmm.
would love it if it were
Hmm.
raining.
Hmm.
or snowing. Like, I wanna go glamping in something where I can see out and I can see the nature, but I'm safe. So I don't know how that actually works, but oh, if it was like, you know what I do now?
Hmm.
So because we've been having those thunderstorms, and I realized that, like, I know I sleep so well. So what I've been doing is I've been getting
Mhm.
my speaker, and I put my speaker in my window,
Mhm.
and I listen all night to a 24/7 YouTube video where they just play thunder and rain, and it is the most realistic thunder and rain I have ever heard, because I've tried a lot of different audio thunders and rain, and I
Mhm.
let it go all night, and I just all night it just sounds like it's raining outside, and it's loud. It's loud the way
Oh.
it was when it was actually raining.
Oh my god, what a dream.
Yeah, it's great.
I wanna hear it. You send
I
it to
ca
me.
I cannot wait.
She just loves platform shoes. Like, I don't know if we're still in the Barbie phase or whatever, but everything she's just like fully like in this like Bratz era. Everything is so pink glitter or whatever. And okay, so then we basically find out that his friend, the same one that told him to get the prenup, the same one that is like dating and or married to her friend, is said that he had something to tell him about her, and Luke was like, "Well, tell me in real life, like when you see me." And he's like, "Okay." So then we also find out,
Secreto,
yeah.
secreto.
So yeah, so basically they wake up the next day and they kind of like push each other out of bed. They have like some weird, not very fun sexual, where it's like brother sister, where they like, I don't know, like the way that they like roughhouse with each other is weird to me.
Yeah, and did you notice that she got her nails done? So between him breaking her nail at salsa and them going glamping, she had a new set of lavender nails.
Well,
Um,
they could be press-ons, you know.
learn the miracle.
Décolleté salon, so
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, who's running the salon?
The
Also,
aunt,
yeah, I don't know.
the aunt.
So she yeah, yeah. So she then is they're in furs, okay? She has
Yes,
like a hoodie on that's a unicorn, and he's got on a coat, and they're just kicking each
yes.
other out of the bed. And I was annoyed. I was annoyed at that part. It's like, why do we need to see this?
The furs are so interesting. It's like, how isn't it hot there?
I guess, but maybe they just find it so sexy to like wear their clothing, and they feel like they're like Wolf of Wall Street, like I don't
Are
know.
they
It just feels.
furries? You think they fuck in the furs?
Oh, I mean, even if they did, I don't know that they're furries. Furry is full costume.
Hmm. Hmm? All of it? Always?
Yeah, it's a full costume.
Okay, well, God bless. What if you just like to fuck in fur?
Maybe that's a different thing. I don't know if it's called furries though.
Hmm.
And so they then get up and they go to the water, and they throw each other in, and they bring down flotation stuff, and then he puts her on his shoulder and jumps in. Like, I just listen, I've always wanted a man who can carry my weight. I've always wanted that. But
Mm.
I'm too old now for someone to try to pick me up and then jump into a body of water. I'd be I'd be terrified. And the way he did it, he missed the whole float.
Missed the
Sh
entire
she
watermelon
fell just
slice.
in it, and just like I was just like, uh-uh.
I th- she's 2 pounds, you know, she's nothing weight, a featherweight, you know, she's basically like a feather, like that Nick Acosta song. She is absolutely weightless, you know, like she is basically on the moon at all times, you know. So for him to not be able to hit like that huge watermelon floaty is wild to me. He's crazy, you know, like, but anyway, basically they go
I
after
wonder how much
that.
she weighs. Like what, 102?
No, 91.
Oh, I don't know how much people I can't tell like how much people would weigh. Like I can't look at somebody and go, "Oh, 220." Like I have no truth. I have no idea. But I know she is I don't know how tall she is, but I was that skinny once. And I was 130. So and I think that she's shorter than me. And so that's why I'm like, she
She's
must be
really a thin. Remember when she was wearing that
111.
slinky dress? I mean, you know,
That
she's
awful
very.
dress. Yeah, yeah.
So
Anyways, so yeah, they did that, and then now she's mad because she's like, "You don't trust in me because Brian said that blah 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 blah." And so then they're arguing, and she's crying. And every time he tries to explain, she starts to yell at him. That's strike 3. All of those that time yelling at him and screaming to let her speak, I don't like it. It's abusive.
yeah, she obviously is very upset that he wants her to sign a prenup, and she's like, I can't believe that you think that I'm using you as an opportunity, because she presses him to say that that's why he wants her to
Yeah.
have a prenup is because he feels like he is her best opportunity, which is the shittiest way to say something. Like, you literally can just be like, "Oh, it's because I have business interests I have to protect, and I have, or whatever." Like, I mean, I don't know what he wants to say. Basically, he only cares about that weird apartment that he has, like, as if that apartment is worth that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right, but I don't think he's wrong. I think he's right, and I think maybe it is a shitty thing to say, but I think it's true, and he knows it, so that makes me feel better. He's like, "You're such a teenager," and I'm like, "She actually, in fact, is a literal teenager. So stop expecting her to be more mature. She's not going
Yeah,
to be. She cannot do so." Um,
yeah.
like Luke is like, "I don't want any drama." So then I'm like, "Why is Brian coming then? If you don't want drama, why did you tell her that you talked to Brian about the prenup?" What do you mean you don't want drama? Of course you want drama. You would not have brought anybody else in this situation if you didn't want drama.
Yeah,
And
you are a
sh-
dramatic poser, just like she's a teenager. That's just
mhm,
who you both
mhm.
are. Get to know each other.
Yeah, he's like, "Well, I've made a lot of sacrifices." And she's like, "Don't say that I'm a sacrifice because you made a decision to do something. You made a decision to do something, so it's not a sacrifice." Like, and I like the fact that she wants him to get his verbiage together and to say the right
Mhm.
words. And it makes me happy because English is not her first language and she's still learning English. And for her to be able to like fully say, like, "No, don't use these words, don't describe it like that." But yeah, I mean, I feel like she wanted to be like, "What do you mean you're the only opportunity that I have? I have more opportunity, just so you know."
Yeah,
Easy.
like, I want her to be like, "I have more opportunities with, like, richer men," which
Yeah.
that could be. Um, I
Yeah.
think that at first they both liked each other, and he, again, was spending so much because he was posing and literally, like, doing the whining and dining thing, and now he can't. I mean, I'm sure she was just like, "Oh, because he is an attractive man,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
he's a little, I mean, I'm a taller woman than, her, so, like, but God bless, I don't know. She's really pissed though. I think that she wants to just like get married, but I don't necessarily feel like she wants to get married to him if she knew how much money that he had now. Like, I don't necessarily think that she is in love with him. I do feel like she should just like stay here and just like find another guy. But obviously that's not what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
That's the end of this episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, hey, you know what? We're putting a lot of content out on our Instagram and our TikTok. So if you could be so kind to go over to the Docu Sweeties on both Instagram and TikTok and give all the videos that you haven't liked a like. That'd be really awesome. Also, you can go to patreon.com/docusweeties, support us, $10 a month. You get exclusive content like a live every first Monday of the month. But yeah, patreon.com/docusweeties, $10 a month. But really go to our TikTok and our Instagram and like all those things we're putting up. Chris?
Yay! I mean, besides that, we have a Facebook, we have a YouTube. You can do that too and give us reviews. I don't know. But anyway, we have again, HEA coming up, The Other Way coming up, Ashley Madison coming up, The Jinx coming up, UK coming up, 90 Day Fiance UK. So, doing it all for you. We'll talk to you later. Okay?
It's all for you. Bye.
Bye.